Hey, Amber.
They saw my tum-tum!
The moon landing didn't happen.
Are you actually gonna wear that?
Okay, fine. You're the queen of lolcows. Well done, you.
Did she spray Pam on the food?
That ass, though.
You're lolcows. That's what you guys do.
Yeah. So, that's her answer. Moving on to the next question. Hey folks, what's good? I'm your Game Master Deets, and today we're reviewing the results of the latest edition of the Gorl Games, Amberlynn Reid's Get Your Freak On tag from 2015. This tag was going around the socials about a decade ago, and Amber had already done a couple other tags, so this wasn't like a new thing for her. Just for the context, you know I love context. The timing on this video, it was just a couple weeks before Destiny picked Amberlynn up from Crystal's house to start their new era together. So at this point, you can definitely already see Amber's Destiny era persona starting to develop. That shy, soft-spoken Amber of the Crystal era was disappearing with each video that she made. We actually saw that pretty well in my last video, which was a retro react to one of hers from the same time period. This time, however, we are going to keep things just a bit more lighthearted. I just want to have a little fun with a Gorl game because we tackled some pretty tough subjects in that last video, and to be honest, I just need a little break. I thought that this would be a nice way to do just that. Also, since this episode of the Gorl Games is based on a single video of Amber's, we're just gonna watch the whole dang thing. It's gonna be slightly like a retro react and a Gorl game all in one.
And now, the Game Show Network presents...
Oh, and just one more note before we get going. I guess because I found it kind of funny and I wanted to point it out ahead of time so you could enjoy it just as much as I did, I guess. One thing that really got me about this video was that Amberlynn, she had obviously recorded herself asking all of the questions first and then went back and recorded each of her answers separately. You know, just like edit them into the sequence for the final video. And it was obvious because Amber had glasses on and her hair behind her back every time she stated one of the questions, and then no glasses and all of her hair was like in front of her shoulders every time she offered up one of her answers. So the glasses kept disappearing and reappearing, and the hair was just like moving back and forth throughout the entire video. It was both amusing and highly distracting for this brain of mine. Anyway, let's first watch Amberlynn's intro to her Get Your Freak On tag video, and then we will dive in to the questions.
I'm trying to make my hair cooperate. Yes, even though my name is not Michael.
So, my name's Michael.
Hello everybody. I'm here to do that Get Your Freak On tag. The Get Your Freak On tag consists of 15 questions. $10 plus 5, 15.
Now that we've had that incredibly awkward intro from Amberlynn, let's get down to the questions, shall we? The first question had Amberlynn telling us about her childhood nicknames. All of the following were hers except Princess, Peanut, Ambies, or Chewy. This one was really split, actually. 30.3% of people said it was Ambies, 25.2% said Princess, 22.7% went with Peanut, and 21.8% of people said Chewy. Let's go to the video to find out what the answer was.
1. What's a nickname that your family calls you? When I was a little girl, my uncle would call me Chewy. My grandma would call me Pumpkin. My dad would call me Princess. My mom would call me Ambies.
You should know, if you've been watching any of her recent content, that her uncle did call her Chewy. But the one that really got me was Ambies. So if Mama Lynn called her Ambies when she was little, then I guess my question is, why didn't she just use Ambies instead of Ambabies for her little following, whatever? I don't know, maybe it's just me. I've just always really disliked the name Ambabies. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't really matter, does it? I suppose with how I feel about Amberlynn in general, it's appropriate for me to also not like the word for her supporters. So that tracks. Let's move on to question number 2. All right, question 2 was about a weird habit of hers. What did she say that it was? The options here were eating the outside of nuggets, wearing more than one shirt, flossing before brushing her teeth, or eating on paper plates. And we do know that Amberlynn considers herself to be a Corgi girl, so I would have thought that she had this long list that she would go through, to show off how unique she is. But oddly enough, I guess on this day, she wasn't in the mood, and we only had one answer. As far as what people thought, 51.3% of people said that it was eating the outside of nuggets, which I totally understand, as she has recently just done that in another video of hers with a 20-piece, and that was disgusting. I can't believe we had to look at the remnants of the nuggets in the box, but we did, and here we are. Then there was 22.7% of people said it was wearing more than one shirt, 20.2% said flossing before brushing, and the rest went with eating on paper plates. Let's see what she said.
2. What's a weird habit of yours? I'm not really a person who has weird habits. I can't even think of any right now. Something I could think of off the top of my head is that I'm constantly wearing more than one shirt. I'm wearing a floral tank top, a black tank top, and another black tank top, and a cardigan. The reason I do that is I feel a lot more comfortable with more clothes on me. Plus, the black tank top I have under this tank top kind of slims me down a little bit.
All right, so on this day, she went with wearing more than one shirt at a time. I don't know how weird it is to wear multiple shirts. I wear a sweatshirt. Sometimes I wear a t-shirt, like this one. Other times, I don't know. I guess I don't wear more than 2 at a time, so 4 is kind of a lot. Whatever. So strange. So unique. All right. Let's go to the next question. The next question was if she had any phobias. The options here were arachnophobia, astrophobia, trypophobia, or ophidiophobia. Ooh. Actually, you know what? Let's find out how to pronounce those, because I'm not so sure that I said it correctly. Here we go. All right, so I know how to say arachnophobia. That one's, I know how to say astrophobia, but the second 2 I don't. So let's find out how to say them.
Trypophobia.
Trypophobia. Okay, here we go.
Ophidiophobia.
Ophidiophobia.
What?
I was incorrect. Which, by the way, is the fear of snakes. Editing dates here. I have to say, after learning how to say ophidiophobia from Google, I still thought it was dumb to say ophidiophobia. It just didn't sound correct to me. So I then went to YouTube and pulled up a couple of videos. Apparently, they all agreed with the way I said it the first time. Ophidiophobia, not ophidiophobia. Okay, thanks for nothing, Google.
Ophidiophobia?
Ophidiophobia is the abnormal fear of snakes.
Ophidiophobia.
Let's say that one more time.
Ophidiophobia.
Ophidiophobia.
The library is open!
Okay. Arachnophobia, astrophobia, trypophobia, Or
Ophidiophobia.
95% of people said trypophobia. Then the next highest one was arachnophobia. And then it was astrophobia. And then I don't think anybody actually guessed that it was
Ophidiophobia.
Understandably. Because how do you even say that word? Let's find out what Amber said.
3. Do you have any weird phobias? I do. It is called trypophobia. I don't want to talk about it. I will leave the word right here. You guys can Google it. Even just talking about the word or thinking about it in any sort of way honestly gives me the goosebumps and I start to cry. I do not want to go there right now. It is probably by far one of my biggest phobias ever.
Let's see how it's actually defined because I want to make sure I know exactly what it is. What is the meaning of trypophobia? It refers to the disgust or fear of a pattern of holes. So seeing clusters of holes in foods, flowers, and everyday items like sponges can trigger feelings of revulsion. Trypophobia is gaining recognition as an anxiety problem that can affect quality of life. Honestly, I kind of get it. I don't have this anxiety myself. I don't have this phobia. All right, if you really want to see it, you can look it up yourself. I'm not going to share visuals because if you have this phobia, I don't want to trigger it, but let's move on to the next question. Next, she answered a question about a song that she secretly loved and would belt out loud when she was alone. What was the song? I did a little research here just to make sure that all of the options that I gave were from the right time period. So I don't know if that tripped anybody up or not, but the options are Stay With Me by Sam Smith, We Can't Stop by Miley Cyrus, I Think I'm in Love by Kat Dahlia, or The Heart Wants What It Wants by Selena Gomez. Now, 53.8% of people guessed that it was We Can't Stop, 22.7% said The Heart Wants What It Wants, 16.8% said Stay With Me, and the rest went to I Think I'm in Love. Let's find out what Amber said.
4. What's a song you secretly love to listen to and belt out loud when you are alone? Honestly, I'm the type of person who is not ashamed in the music that I love. I secretly do sing. Shh. No one needs to know I'm not a good singer. A song that I'm really, really enjoying recently is I Think I'm in Love by Kat Dahlia. So I'm going to say that song.
Yeah, I stay stubborn, cause I can't admit that you got.
So, I had never actually heard of the song personally. I looked it up here on YouTube. I watched the video and ignoring, the obvious reference to Destiny here. I'm not even joking. When I watched the music video for I Think I'm in Love, I was laughing out loud at the visuals. And it's not because the visuals themselves are inherently funny, but it was like one Amberlynn reference after another. Each scene made me think of an equivalent ALR scene. And the thought of then replacing the real scenes in the video with ones that were like the equivalents from ALR. Oh my god. If copyright wasn't a thing that I would be editing. However, I can't do that video. But what I will do is I will show you a couple of stills from the music video. So you can let me know in the comments if you see what I see. Yeah, enjoy these stills. All right, next question. Amberlynn said all of the following were her biggest pet peeves, except people who slam things, people who drive fast, selfish people, or people who sigh. This was another one that people were really split on, which, honestly, I feel like all of them could be true in their own funny ways. I guess ironic ways, maybe. But in any case, 32.8% of people said it was people who slam things, 25.2% said it was people who drive fast, 22.7% went with selfish people, and 19.3% said people who sigh. Let's go ahead and see how Amberlynn answered this question.
5. What's one of your biggest pet peeves? I must admit I have quite a few pet peeves. When people sigh, because that just means they're annoyed. When people slam things such as cupboards, doors, windows, dishes, anything. People who think they know everything. Selfish people. And just all around jerks.
So, I think I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on this one. I imagine you can guess what I'm thinking. You might have had the same thoughts yourself. But in any case, the correct answer here was people who drive fast. Although we do know that that is something that is a pet peeve of hers because she has said it many times in her vlogs before. So she just didn't say it this time. All right, next question. Amberlynn said 2 of her nervous habits were talking a mile a minute and or shutting down. What did she say would make her stomach go in knots? And the options here were tornado warnings, the power going out, thunder and lightning, or big snowstorms. We had a complete even split, 40.3% each, with tornado warnings and thunder and lightning. 16% of people said the power going out, and the rest said big snowstorms. And yes, they are all quite similar, but there is only one correct answer for this particular video. Let's find out what it is.
6. What's one of your nervous habits? When I get nervous, my stomach tends to be in tons and tons of knots, and I feel ill. That normally causes me to A, shut down, or B, talk a mile a minute. From experience, something that makes me extremely nervous is when we have tornado warnings or watches. Normally when something like that is happening, my stomach is in knots and I'm literally going psycho.
So, tornado warnings, tornado watches, I guess, would also be the full and complete answer to this. We know that Amberlynn has always been afraid of storms. I'm not going to get into that today. But yeah, I think that this one is like an actual real thing for her. Like, it's not a lie. She has maintained that she is highly afraid of tornadoes and storms in general since the very beginning of her YouTube channel. All right, next question. What side of the bed did Amber say she slept on? The options here are the right side, whichever, she didn't care, the side closest to an outlet, or the wall side. This one had most people with 67.2% saying that it was the wall side. 18.5% went with the side closest to an outlet. 10.9% said the right side, and the rest said whichever, she didn't care. Let's see what Amber said.
7. What side of the bed do you sleep on? This is my left side, right? I sleep on the wall side, which is the left side.
Right, so the wall side it is. Honestly, I could see her saying the side closest to an outlet any day, since, you know, she's probably in bed watching stuff on her phone for the most part. That's why I threw that in there. But yeah, she did say the wall side. All right, next question. The earliest stuffed animal Amberlynn remembered having was a teddy bear she named Bamantha. Where did she get it from? The options here were her grandma, a dumpster, Santa, or her front yard. 63% of people guessed that it was her grandma, 21.8% guessed it was Santa, 11.8% guessed a dumpster, and the rest, her front yard. This might be maybe my favorite question on here, simply because of her naming the teddy bear Bamantha. I don't know, it really just makes me laugh. But yeah, here's her story about Bamantha the bear.
8. What was your first stuffed animal and what was its name? When I was a little girl, I had tons of stuffed animals, but I don't remember any of their names. Earliest stuffed animal that I remember having was a teddy bear that I got from a dumpster. The most random place in the world, I know. I named that bear Bamantha.
It's a bear? bear starts with a B. Instead of Samantha, I just added the B to Samantha, and I created Bamantha. I don't know.
So Bamantha is a dumpster bear. And I don't know what to say about that, to be perfectly honest. Do I need to be sad for someone who isn't sad? I guess probably not. So yeah, Bamantha, the dumpster bear, it is. Moving on. What drink did Amberlynn say she had most recently been ordering when she went to Starbucks? A vanilla frappuccino, passion fruit Tazo tea, a caramel mocha, or French vanilla chai? This one was another one that was pretty evenly split. 27.7% of people said vanilla frappuccino, 26.9% said French vanilla chai, 23.5% went with passion fruit Tazo tea, and 21.8% of people said caramel mocha. Roll tape.
9. What's one drink you always order at Starbucks? Honestly, back in the day, I'd always order the vanilla bean frappuccino. The last couple of times I've went, I just got the Tazo tea and passion fruit, might I add. I'm not really a tea lover, but that is actually super, super delicious.
Passion fruit Tazo tea it is. I'm pretty bored by this question. Let's move on. What was a beauty rule that Amber said she preached but did not practice? Eating healthy? Washing her face before bed, moisturizing her face, or showering every day. 76.5% of people actually went with washing her face before bed. 8.4% of people said eating healthy. 8.4% said moisturizing her face. And 6.7% of people guessed showering every day. Could be any of these answers. Let's see what she said.
10. What's the beauty rule that you preach, but you actually don't practice it? I feel like beauty could be a lot of things, whether it be about your hair, makeup, body in general, or just the things you put inside of your body. It doesn't always have to be what you put on the outside of your body. Something I preach is that people should be healthy. They should eat fruits, vegetables, drink their water. Those are very important key components to being beautiful on the outside. More importantly, it makes you beautiful on the inside. To be healthy is to be beautiful. That's really, really important to me. Lately, I have not been practicing that.
Okay, so she decided to just kind of take this and go into left field with it, even though technically I don't really think that this is what the question meant. I understand what she was saying. Yes, eating healthy, drinking lots of water, that is all part of your overall beauty, if you will. I just still don't think that's really what the question was getting at, but that's what Amberlynn said. So, moving on. Which way did Amber say she faced in the shower? Of course, there's a shower question. Honestly, I kind of wonder if Amberlynn did this entire tag simply because this question existed within it. Like, she needs to always be proving that she takes lots and lots of showers. So here we are answering a question about showering. Anyhow, the options here were towards the water, away from the water, she spins around a lot, or kind of sideways. 58% of people guessed that it was kind of sideways. 17.6% said she spins around a lot. 12.6% of people guessed that it was away from the water, and 11.8% guessed towards the water. So, let's see what Amber had to say about this one.
So, I don't have 11 fingers, so 11. Which way do you face in the shower? I face away from the water.
Yeah, so that's her answer. Moving on to the next question. What weird body skill did Amber show off? 68.1% said touching her nose with her tongue. 14.3% said making a clover leaf with her tongue. 11.8% said crossing one eye while moving the other. And the rest, 5.9% of people, said flipping her eyelids inside out. I hope it's not that one because I don't want to see it.
12. Do you have any weird body skills? Not many people can do this, which I find kind of strange because to me it just comes so easily. I can touch my nose with my tongue. I'm sure that was so attractive.
I don't want to see any of them really, but there we have it. She can touch her nose with her tongue. What did Amberlynn say her favorite comfort food was? So many options here, really. I offered up orange chicken, Twix bars, Ben & Jerry, or a 20-piece McNugget. You know she loves all of those things. And yes, for those of you who are maybe new to the Amberverse, she does and always will say Ben & Jerry. This was not a typo on my part. This was in fact me being correct in the way that she says it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay. 53.8% of people did say Ben & Jerry. 34.5% of people said orange chicken. 8.4% went with a 20-piece McNugget. And the rest, 3.4%, said Twix bars. I mean, truly, all of these are still true. So, it really just depends on what she said on this particular day. Let's find out right now.
13. What's your favorite comfort food? Ben & Jerry all the way. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is my go-to. Ooh, Ben & Jerry. They're so evil, but yet so delicious.
Ben & Jerry it is. Nothing changes. Amber said she tended to say the following exclamations a lot, except Ruby Rose, Charlie Baby, or E. And I'm not going to do it in her voice. 54.6% of people said Ruby Rose, 26.1% went with E, 19.3% went with Charlie Baby. Let's see what she said and then I'll say something else.
14. What's a phrase or exclamation that you tend to say?
Crystal? Is there like a phrase or an exclamation that I tend to say a lot of? I don't know either. I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Well, if you don't know, I don't know. Charlie baby. That should be it. Oh. I'm saying it.
So it's either Charlie Baby or Ruby Rose. If you guys don't watch Orange is the New Black, you need to watch Orange is the New Black because Ruby Rose, I'm about that life. She gives me life. Life is given when Ruby Rose is on my TV screen. That's not even an exclamation. That doesn't even make sense. Charlie, you made my purse fall. I'm gonna get you.
Okay, so I just think it's ridiculous that she had to, ask Crystal because she couldn't think of anything that she said all the time. I mean, come on. Like, who is Amberlynn if she doesn't have her catchphrases, Okay, I will give you, she didn't have as many a decade ago as she does today, but she certainly had some. And actually, there was a comment left on this one that maybe we can take a look at here because someone had something to say about this. All right, here it is. Tay7 Wonder Dog says, your phrase and stuff like that, you say this phrase so much. It's such an unnecessary add-on to your sentences. I don't lie to you guys. You also use the word honest a lot. You probably use it a lot to try to make yourself feel or seem validated, which also goes with your phrase about not lying to us. Which is funny because you are seldom honest and you lie a lot. And then VG02 replied with, you forgot dem chin dabs, Gorl. We're on the last one. One more question. Lastly, what did Amber say she wore to bed? Again, another question I honestly really want nothing to do with. But here we are. We gotta do this because it's in the video. So, the options were a big t-shirt and soft pants, whatever shirt and pants she saw first, the softest shirt ever, or a t-shirt, bra, and underwear. 42% of people guessed that it was the softest shirt ever. 24.4% of people said a big t-shirt and soft pants. 23.5% said a t-shirt, bra, and underwear, and 10.1% of people said whatever shirt and pants she saw first. All right, let's find out what she said. Move on from there.
15. When it is time to sleep, what are you actually wearing? When I go to sleep, I am wearing just a shirt and panties. I do wear my bra to sleep sometimes, actually probably 99% of the time. I know a lot of people say that's not good for you. To each their own.
So, yes, that was her final answer. We are ending this here. Let's see how Amberlynn closes out the video so we can say we watched the whole dang thing, and then we can wrap up this video in general. A couple more things to chat about.
I hope you guys enjoyed this tag. I hope you guys enjoyed my answers. I hope you guys just enjoy this video in general. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I love you guys. Don't you ever forget it.
And there you have it, folks. That was Amberlynn Reid's Get Your Freak On tag from June of 2015. Sometimes it's nice to do something that is more lighthearted, am I right? And we may not even really need a Corgi Cam, but I think I still want one. So let's go see how little Mini Waffles is doing. Oh my god, she always hears me when I say her name. Look, look at her. Oh my god, she's so cute. Here. Nice. Nice catch, Minnie. Good job. Good girl. Recently, it was actually her 5th birthday, and we had such a great day together. I actually ended up making a sort of corgi vlog out of the day for my channel members. I guess I just wasn't really sure that everybody would be so interested in seeing a corgi video when I don't really do corgi videos here. So I just decided to make it members only, but it was super cute. We spent the day doing most of Minnie's just absolute favorite things. So anyway, this video today, it was a bit different, right? It was kind of like rapid fire instead of, you know, the lengthy compilation of clips that I usually make for the Gorl Games out of like lots of different videos. But as I mentioned up front, I thought we could just use a little break from the usual darkness of the Amberverse, because there will always be plenty more of that to come. But in any case, that brings me to today's reminder. Today's reminder: don't take stuffed animals out of dumpsters. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But do make sure to subscribe if you'd like to participate in the next Gorl Games, and look out for the announcement on the community tab. Now, if you wouldn't mind helping me out with the algorithm, hit like, share, become a channel member, comment down below. And if you don't know what to say, we're going to do an emoji today. I think leave me a teddy bear emoji in the comments in honor of Bamantha, the dumpster bear. All right, I will leave a couple videos on screen if you want to continue watching. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
So that's spill. Oh, and there I go. How about I just don't vlog?